Welcome to SV Union High School and Junior College. Presented by Mrs. Vaishali Jadhav. Today we'll learn Standard 7 Subject Science. The muscular system and digestive system in human beings. Students, close your fist tightly and bend your arm at the elbow. You will feel the upper part of this arm with the fingers of your other hand. You will feel the hardness in the upper arm. This fleshy part consists of muscles. Children, muscles contract and relax as different parts of our body move. Muscles give our body a specific shape and posture. So, muscles are bundles of fibers that can contract and relax as required. Muscles are firmly attached to bones by means of tendons. When muscles contract, there is movement at the joint and the bones move either nearer to or away from each other. The action of muscles is necessary for all kinds of movements, from the small movements of eyelids to those that demand great strength, as when chopping wood with an axe. We use muscles for various movements like talking, laughing, walking, jumping, throwing, etc. Children, just have a look at this diagram which shows how contraction of muscles takes place. There are two types of muscles. First, voluntary muscles and second, involuntary muscles. Let's study voluntary muscles in detail. Voluntary muscles are working with our hands, walking, eating, etc. are functions that depend upon our will. Muscles used in these actions are called voluntary muscles. For example, muscles in our arms and legs are voluntary muscles. Now, let's have a look at involuntary muscles. Various processes like breathing, blood circulation, digestion are vital functions, that is, they are essential for life. They do not depend upon our will. The muscles of organs which carry out these involuntary functions are called involuntary muscles. Functions of organs like the stomach, intestine, heart are carried out in their own fixed manner by involuntary muscles. Let us study in detail about different types of muscles. We will learn in detail about skeletal muscles, heart or cardiac muscles, as well as smooth muscles. Skeletal muscles. The two ends of each of these muscles are attached to two different bones. Examples of such muscles are muscles of the arms and legs. Their movements are voluntary. They are also responsible for holding the bones of the skeleton together and giving shape to our body. Second one is heart or cardiac muscles. These muscles bring about the contraction and relaxation beating of the heart. Their movement is involuntary. Cardiac muscles cause our heart to relax and contract continuously at a rate of about 70 times per minute. Smooth muscles. These muscles are present in the internal organs other than the heart. For example, muscles of the stomach, intestine, blood vessels, uterus, etc. Their movements are involuntary and slow. Various vital functions of our body, of which we remain quite unaware, are carried out by these special muscles. Students, Muscles in our body always work in groups. When some muscles contracts, other muscles of the same group relax. This is how muscles help in the proper performance of the various functions of our body. The muscles on the front of the bone in our upper arm is called the biceps. The muscle at the back is called the triceps. Normally, people go to a gym and later on, after doing the exercise, they develop biceps as well as triceps. You can observe this picture for your better understanding. Students, always remember, muscles of our body must be very strong and efficient. Our diet must include proteins and carbohydrates in sufficient quantity for the proper growth of repair of muscles. We must get regular exercise. It makes the muscles very strong. We must sit with the straight back and not with a back hunched or bent. Otherwise, gradually changes occur in the structure of the vertebrae. Muscles in the shoulder and back begin to hurt. Disorders of the vertebral column may also arise. During exercise, movements of the heart muscles becomes more rapid. Breathing too becomes faster, ensuring a sufficient supply of oxygen and nutrients to various parts of the body. Students, let us know what is digestion. It is conversion of food into a soluble form and its absorption into the blood is called as digestion. Children, the digestive system consists of the alimentary canal and digestive glands. The total length of the alimentary canal is about 9 meters. Its main parts are the mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. The salivary glands, liver, and pancreas are the digestive glands connected to the alimentary canal. Different organs of the digestive system systematically performs the function of digestion. There are different stages in the process of digestion of food, and at each stage there is a different organ of the digestive system which performs its specific role. Let us study the structure and function of each organ of the digestive system. First, we'll study about teeth. The process of digestion begins with the function of the teeth in the mouth. There are 4 types of teeth, namely incisors, canines, premolars, and molars. Each type of tooth has a specific function. Each tooth is covered by a hard substance called enamel. Enamel is made up of calcium salt. Saliva contains an enzyme called ptyalin or salivary amylase. Ptyalin converts starch into a sugar called maltose. Children, let us learn a new word, enzymes. Enzymes are substances secreted in the body of an organism which bring about specific chemical reactions. They act as catalysts. Digestive enzymes of the digestive system bring about changes in the food materials. Metabolic processes are impossible without enzymes. Enzymes are a specific type of proteins. They are most active at normal body temperature. You all must have understood what is muscles, what are voluntary muscles, involuntary muscle, which all are the types of muscles? Very well. Students, in part 2 will learn digestive system in detail. Children, do like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.